awesome, kids! Have you ever wondered what happens to your food after you eat it?
It goes on an amazing 30
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I'm your host, and today, well, I'm also going to be your teacher for a pretty magical field trip inside the human body. So, have you ever actually wondered what goes on inside your tummy after you eat your absolute favorite meal? You know, maybe it's a giant cheesy slice of pizza, or maybe just a really crunchy apple. Well, go ahead and grab your imaginary lab coats, because today we are shrinking down to explore the incredible journey of a single bite of food. We're going to map out this whole adventure from the very first bite to the very end of the line. And I promise you, it is wilder than literally any roller coaster you've ever been on. So, what exactly happens to your food after you swallow it? I mean, does it just sit there in your tummy? Does it vanish into thin air? No way. Let's really dive into this. Learning about digestion is super important because it's exactly how our bodies get the energy to do, well, everything. To play tag, to grow taller, to heal a scraped knee, and even to focus and learn math. Without digestion, your body simply wouldn't have the fuel it needs to do anything at all. Every single thing you do requires energy, and that energy is locked tight inside the food you eat. Our bodies just have to figure out how to unlock it. Okay, let's map out our adventure for today. Step 1, the mouth and esophagus. Step 2, the stomach mixer. And step 3, the intestines. Your food is about to travel through a long, twisty tube called the gastrointestinal tract, or GI tract for short. Now get this, if you stretched this tube out entirely, it would be about 30 feet long. That is literally longer than a standard school bus. It's a massive, super complex factory, completely hidden right inside your belly.
All right, moving into section 1, the Great Digestion Journey.
It is time to shrink down. I want you to imagine you are the size of a tiny crumb. We are diving deep into the specific details of how this amazing human food factory actually works. First stop, after slipping past the epiglottis, which, by the way, is a really cool little trapdoor that keeps food out of your lungs so you don't choke, we enter the esophagus. Now, our big vocabulary word here is peristalsis. Can you say that with me? Peristalsis. You see, when you swallow, your food doesn't just, fall down into your stomach like a rock dropped down a well. Instead, the muscles in your esophagus actively squeeze the food down. I want you to visualize squeezing a tube of toothpaste from the very bottom, pushing up to get the paste out. That coordinated, wavy squeezing action, that is exactly how your esophagus pushes your food down to your stomach.
And pop, we've made it into the stomach. Our next big word for the day is chyme. I want you to think of your stomach as a giant, incredibly muscular blender. It mashes and churns your food, mixing it with super strong stomach acids and juices. And guys, these acids are so powerful they could actually dissolve metal. But don't worry, your stomach has a special mucus lining to protect itself so it doesn't get hurt. This whole blender process usually runs for a few hours. By the time the stomach is finally done churning, your solid sandwich has been completely turned into a thick, soupy liquid mush, and that mush is called chyme. It absolutely has to become a liquid so it can easily move forward into the intricate, tiny tubes in the next part of our factory.
But, the stomach doesn't do all this work alone. We have some really amazing factory helpers: the liver, the gallbladder, and the pancreas. These are solid organs that sit right next to your digestive tract, and they act kind of like little squirt bottles. They squirt special juices, specifically things like bile and enzymes, straight into the small intestine. Imagine these juices acting like tiny chemical scissors. When you eat a big, complex meal, those chemical scissors rush in to chop up the fats from your butter, the proteins from your chicken, and the carbohydrates from your bread into tiny, microscopic pieces that your body can actually use. So the absolutely crucial point is what happens next, right inside the small intestine. I want you to imagine the inside of the small intestine acting just like a giant sponge. It's lined with literally millions of tiny finger-like bumps called villi that maximize the soaking area. Once those factory helpers we just talked about have chopped the food into tiny nutrients, the walls of the intestine soak them all up like a sponge. Special cells pass these nutrients straight into your bloodstream. Then your circulatory system, that's your heart and miles of blood vessels, acts like a massive fleet of super fast delivery trucks, zooming around to carry this newfound energy to your brain, your toes, and pretty much everywhere in between.
Okay, let's jump to section 2, real life and common mistakes. Now that we've seen this incredible factory in action, we really need to clear up a huge myth. A lot of people out there think that gravity just pulls your food down into your stomach. But the actual fact is, muscles push the food down. Because of that amazing squeezing action we learned about earlier, remember peristalsis? Gravity isn't actually doing the work at all. This means you could literally eat a snack while hanging completely upside down from the monkey bars like a bat, and your food would still travel straight up, or, well, down, into your stomach. It's also the exact reason why astronauts can easily eat and digest their food while floating completely weightless in outer space. Although, actually, scratch that monkey bar idea. I definitely recommend sitting at a regular table to eat so you don't choke.
So why does all of this matter to you? Because whether you are running super fast on the soccer field, focusing in incredibly hard on a really tough math test, or even just sleeping peacefully in your bed, your body is actively using the sugars, vitamins, and amino acids it absorbed from your food. The energy from that simple sandwich is literally building your bones right now, it's powering your muscles, and it's helping your brain think up amazing new ideas. Moving right along to section 3, summary and fun facts. We are officially wrapping up our factory tours, students. So let's quickly review. Here is your entire digestion journey in 5 easy-to-remember steps. Ready? 1. You chew the food up in your mouth. 2. Peristalsis pushes it right down the esophagus tube. 3. It mixes into a liquid called chyme in the stomach blender. 4. The small intestine absorbs the nutrients just like a giant sponge, and the large intestine absorbs the leftover water. And 5. Whatever your body simply cannot use gets pushed to the very end of the line and removed as waste. Yep, you know what that means. You go to the bathroom. Okay, now for some fun facts. Did you know you have trillions, yes, trillions with a T, of friendly, helpful bacteria living inside your large intestine right now? They're the good guys, and they actually help make vitamin K for you to keep your blood really healthy. Also, the small intestine is so incredibly long that scientists actually divide it into 3 distinct parts with pretty funny-sounding names: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. And here is absolutely my favorite fact of the day. Your nervous system and your gut are completely connected. Literally, just smelling a delicious, cheesy pizza sends a lightning-fast signal straight to your brain, which then immediately tells your salivary glands to make your mouth water before you even take a single bite. How cool is that? All right, section 4. Quiz time. Let's test your knowledge. All right, class, it is game show time. Go ahead and pause the explainer right here on your screen and see if you can answer these multiple choice and true or false questions. Let's actually do a few together right now as a quick lightning round, okay? Shout them out if you know them. Question 1. What is the tube that goes to the stomach? It's the esophagus. Question 2. Which organ makes the bile? That's the liver. Question 3. What is the flap that stops you from choking? The epiglottis. Okay, now for a true or false. Saliva breaks down starches. True or false? It's true. Saliva has special chemical scissors called enzymes. How about this one? Gravity pulls food down. False. Muscles do it through that amazing process, peristalsis. Go ahead and pause to answer the rest of them. Let's see how many you can get right. Okay, let's finish up with the really tough ones, the short answers. Pause your screen one more time and test yourself. Let's review the first 2 together really fast. Number 1, what are the 3 parts of the small intestine? Remember those funny names? Duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Number 2, what system carries the absorbed nutrients all over your entire body? It's the circulatory system. You guys totally crushed it today. I am so proud of how well you learned all these really difficult scientific terms. And finally, section 5, your bonus challenge. Let's draw the food factory. You all absolutely aced that quiz. So before I let you go back to your regular day, here is your special bonus challenge. I want you to grab some crayons, markers, or colored pencils, and I want you to draw your very own giant map of the food factory.
Start all the way from the mouth, go down the esophagus, draw that big stomach blender, the helper organs like the liver and pancreas, and of course, those long, twisty intestines. See if you can label every single one of them without looking at your notes. Honestly, understanding your amazing body is the very first step to taking great care of it. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep learning, and I will see you on the next explainer.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a new lesson.